Right, on that note, let's take a look at the headlines, and we'll start with the Daily Mail, which has: how long can the Partygate farce go on? Boris's plea as MPs force yet another inquiry. There's also 2 child victims of killers aged just 13 and yet more grotesque failings. We'll be looking at both of those stories in just a minute. On to the Telegraph. Johnson buckles over party inquiry. And there's a picture of Boris putting on a turban, a little bit of cultural appropriation there. Ukrainians training to use armoured vehicles on UK soil, and cyber attack risk to working from home. On to The Guardian. MPs back lies inquiry on day of humiliation for PM, and there's a picture of Boris. I don't quite know where he is, but he's in India. There we go. And Mariupol, civilians thrown in mass graves. On to the Financial Times. There's Boris again in India. Johnson faces MP's inquiry. Presumably one of the reasons he's gone to India is to escape all of this. Number 10 threatens to shred Brexit trade deal with new Northern Ireland bill. Stormont constitutional crisis feared. May local elections key. Anger likely in Brussels. It's always anger. If it's not anger, it's fury. And there's Musk enlists a dozen banks in $46 billion financing package to drive Twitter bid, so he won't be using all of his own money after all. The Mirror. At last, Tories turn on MP. Party veterans call for Boris to quit as he faces probe into Commons lies. The Times is next. PM bows to new party's inquiry after Tory revolt. There's also revitalised Russia can still win war, Western intelligence warns. And there's a picture of Emmanuel Macron on the campaign trail punching an amateur boxer who looks considerably bigger than him and looks like he could quite easily flatten Emmanuel Macron just by waving his little finger. On we go to the Daily Express. New treasure trove of clues in cancer fight. This is a story we'll be covering. It's rather an exciting potential breakthrough. There's also a picture of Boris in India, Boris on a mission to sign huge trade deal. And finally, we have the Metro, which has calls to turbinate PM. The gig is up, Boris. And there's a picture of Steve Baker, who gave a pretty epic speech in Parliament today, a man who many think should, in fact, be the PM. And those are today's headlines.